Hey guys, so today in this video, I'm so excited because I get to talk to you about a house that uses one of our favorite notes today, and that is oud. So, and this perfumer is based right here in my area in the DMV. He's based out of Maryland, and we are talking Maison de Darius. So, Les Parfums Maison de Darius. This is special to me because I feel like I get to, first of all, it's a Black owned business. He's in my area, which is super exciting because nothing is ever from here except politicians. But, but he's from here. And hey, to my good friend Brea Ellis, I feel like this is for you. Like, I'm doing this video for you because I know you love oud. So, I get to tell you about this one if you haven't heard of him yourself already, but super exciting. Okay, so let's get into it. So I have 5 of his samples of the 5 different fragrances in his line, and we are going to start with Velour. He marks it with the V. Ooh. Something on my So Velour is caramel, amber, and oud. So of course I was like, oh yes, caramel and oud. Just right up my alley. If you're an oud lover or if you'd like to try oud, I think this is a perfect one because it's a very easy oud. It's comfortable, it's not too sweet, and it's not just skanky oud. It is a good, easy oud with enough sweetness to make you feel comfortable with it. And it's not way too feminine or it's not way too masculine, like it's just right. So that is the first one, Velour, which I highly recommend if you really want to try out some oud without it being too covered up in other different crazy ingredients and notes. The next one is Notioreta, marked by an N. And so this one has notes of caramel, vanilla, amber, oud, and violet. And I feel like this one, he amped up a bit for those sweet lovers. So we still get that caramel, oud, and amber, but he added that extra sweetness of vanilla in it and some violet. And this is just a very pleasant, sweet oud fragrance. I don't recall him mentioning if these are unisex, but I can tell you right now 100% they are. This is a very just nice, sweet oud that's bumped up a little bit more from the Velour. Like, this might be my favorite one. So it's between this one and Velour. But yeah, I really like this one, guys. So we've done Velour, we've done Notioreta. We are going to move on to Onore. Onore has oud, patchouli, grapefruit, rose, vanilla, and sandalwood. So it's pretty cool that I think right now I have really set my sights on rose fragrances. I'm really into rose right now. And so the different combinations of rose, whether it's rose and cherry, like my favorite Dancing Roses by Victor and Rolf, or It's a rose and citrus fragrance, which I'm finding a lot of in the summertime, which is pretty cool. So this Onore gives us all of the above. So I'm getting citrus and rose, but I'm also getting that warm kind of gourmand base that we're used to seeing with the patchouli, vanilla, and oud and sandalwood. So this one stands out. It's a oud based rose fragrance that's a little bit brighter because of the citrus, but I would say that the patchouli and the oud stands out a little bit more. So it's not as soft or as mass appealing, I should say. But again, I think it's great as a unisex fragrance. If you like to straddle that line, you don't want something too sweet, but rose keeps it nice and delicate, you'd like Onore. The next one we're gonna go with is Fiore. Fiore. Okay, so Fiore is a fragrance of oud that is also mixed with musk, sandalwood, ylang-ylang, honey, and lily. You guys, so when I first sampled this, I got this idea of, or a scent memory that took me back to when I was younger. My dad, for sure, yeah, because my mom probably didn't care, but my dad, he really enjoyed going to some of the Quaker markets. He would go to some of the Quaker markets where they would do the handmade or hand-poured beeswax candles, and then there were a lot of wood shop items that they sold, and so this one really takes me there. Kind of like that whole wood shop, the candles, the handmade goods. It really puts me in that mind frame. I do get you can smell the oud. The musk keeps it rounded and grounded. The honey is in there. I think that's what's really making me think these beeswax candles. Yeah, so I think this is such a great and different take on oud that I don't think I would have imagined. You get, as a beginner in oud, I do feel like I get a lot of, you get a lot of rose and you get a lot of amber and vanilla, but this is such an interesting take with the honey, lily, ylang-ylang, sandalwood. So even though it is not my favorite of the bunch, I can appreciate it. I do appreciate it invoking that scent memory for me and giving me a different take on oud and the different notes that can be mixed with it. And the last oud, we've come to our last oud, but one that I'm so intrigued by. Okay, so this one is going to be, let me just tell you the name. It is Piacere. Piacere. I practiced that, okay? This one is totally a unisex fragrance. There's something familiar but intriguing to me, and I know what it is. I'm going to tell you the notes. This has notes of amber, oud, green tea, and rose. You guys, I am a tea fanatic, and I could smell the green tea in this, and I smell rose. I just don't hear about that all the time, like rose and green tea. Then the amber and oud has that kind of sweet, earthy kind of thing going on, but then you have the delicate rose and green tea. Genius. Genius, Darius. Maison de Darius. Genius. This is not right up my sweet kind of alley like the Notioreta is, but this is intriguing to me. I think this will smell amazing on a man, but I would spray it on myself. So what I would do sometimes is I like a sweet fragrance and I'll put that all over, but on my wrist or on the back of my hand, I will put something that's not so sweet, that gives me a little bit of contrast and a little kind of break from that sweet scent all day. And so this would be one of them. I'm just so intrigued by this green tea and rose. I think it, like I said, I think it's better for a man, but I would definitely spray this on my wrist. Especially to kind of take down some sweetness, but I like having the green tea and the rose mingle together and me trying to, I smell the rose, but I smell green tea, but I smell the rose. So this one is really interesting to me and I absolutely am intrigued by it and pleasantly surprised. I like when I can still appreciate a fragrance even though it's not like really up my, it doesn't quite fit my scent profile. I appreciate the artwork of this. Green tea and rose. I mean, are there some other green tea and rose fragrances out there? Because I would love to know about them and smell them. These literally make me just want to sniff and try to dissect them and really understand them more, because these aren't typical notes that I smell together. Maybe the oud and patchouli and perhaps the amber, but just like green tea and rose, or the honey, musk, and lily of Fiore. These are interesting to me. These are very cool, and I think if you're like really into oud fragrances, this is something, these are fragrances and this is a line that you definitely need to check out. So Rhea, if we need a sniff session and you want to check these out, let me know, because I'm so excited for you to smell them, or, you know, because you're just the expert in lifestyle and all things amazing, especially in the DMV. I would love to hear your thoughts about them and give me some more insight or a perspective on these that I may not have. So yeah, hey Brea girl, that is the perfumes from Maison de Darius. Again, he's located here in the DMV area. When I say DMV, I'm talking about the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia area. We kind of meet up as sort of a tri-state area, and we consider that the DMV. So dmvfragcomm, this is definitely a house we should check out. We're super, super excited that this is a oud line right here for us, by us. Hey. See you next video.